the first time for all the years we've been living here that we actually ventured to the middle of the circle. Brought the kids to see it. They always see it from the car window, but we don't really know much. We knew it was Joan of Arc, and that was about it.
In 1924, when this sculpture was placed here, Portland was just moving from a streetcar city to an automobile city. Joan of Arc was a war heroine in the 1400s, 15th century, in one of the many wars between France and England. And she was captured, executed by the English. She, of course, as a saint, is a major figure in the church, but she's also considered such an important figure for the military and especially for women.
She's an inspiration regardless of her faith to all of us.
A sculptor named Emmanuel Fremiet, who was a great French sculptor, who sculpted the original of this piece, which stands in Paris.
We're actually still just sort of getting used to her being as bright and gold as she is. Our memories of her are the bronze that's weathered to green, or had weathered to green over the years. So even though I think she's been gold for a while, it still is sort of startling when you come around the corner.
Having lived here 34 years, we're very fond of the statue, and we've seen it both restoration and post. And we love the restoration because of the detail. If you look at it carefully, you'll see that she has an expression on her face. You can see the folds of the horse as it's in movement. And you'll also notice she's not a very tall woman. Yet if you look at her face, you'll see her goal is firm and resolute.
I think the reason that the French and Americans, for that matter, chose Joan of Arc as such an important figure, as an inspirational figure during World War I, the Great War, was not so much her the religious side of her, but the military side of her. The fact that she was able to inspire troops to march behind her under great odds, which was the case in the Great War. She was a great leader, tactical and strategic, and she proved herself in battle subsequently. Ioanna de Arco was a physician who moved here from the Midwest, from North Dakota, in the 1890s, settled in Portland, started practicing neurology and psychiatry here, did quite well, and turned around and put his wealth into public art in the city. And he placed a number of sculptures in the South Park blocks in Portland, between the Historical Society and the Art Museum. Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, another sculpture out on Sandy, George Washington, and then, of course, this piece, Joan of Arc, which he placed here in 1924.
The one thing that I do miss with the darker patina is at Halloween, her head would often be replaced with the head of a pumpkin. At Christmas time, she would actually have a Santa suit on. I miss those two things, but I do love the restoration. She's beautiful.
I believe that when the sculpture was put up, it was quite popular, and it has remained so. But almost all of our great public art has suffered from weather, from vandalism, from neglect, and alas, from ignorance, I would say. This piece has been restored, elegantly restored, you might say, by neighbors, by private gifts, which of course is fitting because Henry Coe gave this to the city as a private citizen. I think what this sculpture does, because it's so bright, it stands at a very major intersection, that it reminds Portlanders of the role of public art, and I would like to think the responsibility that Portlanders have to maintain that art.